Hey guys. Okay. Hi YouTube, hi TikTok. How are we going? Alright, so I'm going to do some work on the leopard gecko scales. Going to finish off the scales today. See how we go. Alright. How did I make it? So I basically sculpt the heads out of polymer clay. So the head and the feet are sculpted out of polymer clay. I needle felt a body onto a wire arm, onto a ball and socket armature. And then for this one, I'm doing the skin. Hey, Ragunart. For the skin, I've done cotton fabric with like scales on it. I think this should be okay. That should be okay. No problems. Thanks for stopping by. Have a nice day. Oh, thanks, Ryan. Thanks for the likes. So yeah, I'm going to try and finish off a couple of things today. So I really only have the tail to do. I might do a little bit more work underneath on the underbelly just to make it a bit smoother. So I've just mixed up. I will do a proper tutorial on this, but I have mixed up. It's still sort of a work in progress technique, I guess. So I've mixed up some Mod Podge and acrylic medium. All right. See how that goes. Okay. Let's clean the top of this off. All right. So I'm using a little syringe with a pointy tip on the end. And basically that just lets me control how much comes out the end. So I'm going to be doing, the rest of the tail. Before I do that, I just want to get up a reference image of a leopard gecko. So, all right. Thank you for the follow. All right, let's finish it. Make sure it's nice and clean. Okay. You're trying to make an art doll yourself. You're not as talented, but you're just a beginner. You're like, look, it takes a long time to get good at anything, really. But you know, I've been doing this for 14 years, coming up to 14 years now. So I've definitely done my fair share of dolls to be able to, you know, get where I am today. So just keep practicing and you'll get there eventually. Keep trying different techniques, keep researching, you know, challenging yourself. You'll get there eventually. So yeah, there's a lot more tutorials readily available these days. It was nothing when I first started. So it was really just, you know, trial and error, practice, trying different techniques, all that stuff. Get the tip of the tail. There we go. I didn't get to finish this last week, or during the week. I did a lot of hand sewing instead because sewing's boring. So I thought I would save this for the live to finish it. See how we go. So I'm not sure when I'm going to paint it. I'll leave this to dry properly overnight. It should be ready to go by tomorrow, but we'll test it out first. See where we're at. Thank you for the share. How much are they? They range anywhere from $480. This is US dollars, from $480 to $680, depending on complexity, size, all that stuff. And I do offer payment plans to make it a bit easier because I know that's not the cheapest thing in the world. But yeah, they take anywhere between 20 and 30 hours to make. So a long time. And the materials are really expensive. Hi, Starbeam. How are you? Oh, thank you. But yeah, everything is handmade. No animal products used. I don't really do resin ones anymore. Occasionally I do, but yeah, they're all hand sculpted. So, yeah, it's impressive. Thank you. I'm still doing the leopard gecko, the scales for it. So, yeah, just finishing off the tail piece here, and yeah. What size are your medium ball and socket armatures? So this one is a medium sized. This one here, it's a medium sized, 1/4 size. And what was your other question? Where do you get? I get them from the wholesaler, but I have them in my shop as well. So I have a whole heap of different type of connectors. The only things I don't have are the pliers. I've only got the largest pliers and I've got 2 left. I think they seem to sell out very quickly. So yeah, they're the pliers that you need to connect the joints together and take them apart. Does it smell weird? This? Not really. It doesn't really have much of a smell. It's just Mod Podge, so it just kind of smells like PVA. It's creaturesinnet.com. So I've got my own shop on there. I gave Etsy the flick a long time ago because their prices are insane. Unreasonable. They got greedy, unfortunately. Do I like orange juice? That's a strange question. I guess. Pulp or no pulp is the question. How much is the cat? It's $5.80 US plus the shipping. If you are from the States, I don't know what's going on with the tariffs right now, but yeah, so shipping's been suspended to the US for, they should be back soon, but I'm not sure how you guys are going to pay the tariff thing, so just have to look at your site. Love the outdoor. Oh, thank you. Do I make dogs? Yep, I've made a few dogs before. I do take commissions, so I can make any dog. Made lots of people's pets before. Which is always a hard one. I feel like the expectation is really high on people's pets because they obviously know their dog or cat, whatever pet, really well. And I can only go by pictures. You thought it was a real cat? There you go. Oh, what type of dog was it? I think the most amount of pets that I've made have been ferrets. Ferrets and rats. People really like their ferrets and rats. I guess because they don't live very long as well. So there's a lot more people that have lost ferrets and rats. But yeah, I've made rabbits, rats, ferrets, dogs, cats, a hamster, birds. What else? I don't know what else people have requested. Does it dry easy? Yeah, I just usually leave it overnight and then it'll be dry by morning. Yep. A small poodle. Ah, thanks. Thanks. Fighting. I'm not far off finishing this one, sorry. Thank you for the share. Is that a real cat? What do you think? Does it look real? Yeah, it is. No, it's not real. It's polymer clay and fake fur. Yeah, I used to do a lot of fantasy animals. That's all I did when I first started, but not too much anymore. Sometimes I'll do it. The gecko. Sometimes I'll do it, but not as much as I used to. Yes, I do birds. Pretty much do any animal. The birds are a little bit more complicated because of the wings. So yeah, do all sorts of things. It sounds cool when you're putting the paint on. What's the cat's name? Poopy Pat. Poopy Cat. It's acrylic medium and Mod Podge. Okay. So just do a tiny bit of cleanup to separate these. Sometimes if you put them too close together, they tend to start bleeding into them each other. So we want to separate it. Thanks for the follow. Right. I think that's pretty much all of it there. So in terms of the underbelly, thank you for the follow. It's cool looking. Cute. Ta-da. Okay. Now, sort of some areas that I want to sort of fill in. I'm just trying to look at the underbelly, so I might do a little bit more on here. Just a little. It's going to be this color, this one, like the light yellow with the like the black spots, the proper leopard spots. Yeah, they're hand painted glass. Don't know if I can get them in the right light. Thanks for the follows, guys. But yeah, they're glass, hand painted glass eyes. So yeah. Okay. I think we're looking pretty good here. Feels really nice. Okay. Gecko underbellies. Look, I think that's the best we're going to get with the underbelly. Thank you. All right, so that's pretty much all the scale work done. So I'll have to leave that to dry. I might. So try and combine where the fabric meets the polymer clay piece. So that's what I was going to do. Just little tiny ones around the ear, just for a bit of texture. Just a tiny bit texture. All right, well, let's leave that to dry. So this live's going to be like a lot of finishing off things because I have a lot of pieces that need like bits and pieces done. So the next bit I'm going to do is I'm going to finish off the flying fox that I have been working on. I might just clean up these eyes. I have to go back over them with some paint. But yeah, what's the gecko's name? It's a leopard gecko. Thanks for the follow. Yeah, so this one's going to be the leopard gecko. So once this is dry, which will probably be overnight, it'll dry properly. Oh, really? That's cool. What colours are they? Yeah, so once this is dry, I will paint the entire body. I think what I'll do is airbrush this yellow on top of it. So I just give it a quick like mist with the yellow just to get like a pastel-y on it. And then I'm going to go in with my brush to do the leopard spots. So, oh, thanks. Thanks for the star. You thought it was alive. Why are you holding him by the head? It's pretty stiff. You have an albino? Oh, really? So many people have leopard geckos. I didn't know they were so popular. But I mean, I think this one's a bit bigger than a real one, but I haven't seen one in real life, so you go YouTube. So apologies. I'm just working off reference images here. So yeah, it'll look pretty cool once I've painted it. It'll start all coming together. Yeah, and I'll do the little nails in some latex so they're nice and not fragile. The cat wasn't real. No. Or fake. You're tired. I know what you mean. People that aren't tired think it's real. All right, let me leave this to dry. Oops, we've got our flying fox here. So this is my flying fox. So I applied all the fur and stuff during the week. So basically the last thing to do on this one is just give it a all over paint job again. How much did which one? So they normally range from $480 to $680 depending on what it is, US plus the shipping. That goes to show you the talent. Oh, thanks. So this one, yeah, a flying fox. So I just need to basically paint all these pieces in. The wings are also posable, so they just need a bit of a clean. They got hair all over it, so give that a bit of a clean once I've finished as well. And the little claws. But yeah, that's my flying fox. Give it a bit of a clean. Bit of a clean off. So basically, yeah, I'm just going to paint around this one. I know this one looks like a specimen. No, they're all fake. Yeah, the feet grip. See? Yep, you can hang by the feet. So I curved them around a little bit so they can be, hung by the feet. And yeah, so no, everything's fake. Everything's fake. Let's have a look. Grey-headed flying fox. That's what we want. Grey-headed flying fox. Just want to make sure I'm getting the colour right on the eyes. Make sure I'm colouring in all the black the right way. So I've applied the fur to the head. I might give this a little bit of a trim because it's just a tad bit long. So just give it a clean up. Thank you for the share. So I have two sort of methods to do my trimming, but this one I'm just going to give a quick trim just around the ears and stuff up here. I want this a bit shorter. I did give it like an initial trim, but it's still just like a tad bit too long. So these are actually pet shears or pet scissors. So they've got like the little nut thing at the end. And yeah, they work really well. So I thought I'd get like the wet stuff out of the way first so I can move on to doing some of the fur things. Otherwise, the fur tends to get everywhere, so we don't want that. So I just want to make the ears a bit more prominent. So we'll go in with our scissors and just give it a trim. The fur's quite, short around the head anyway, so this is just a little bit too long. I did a really quick preliminary trim to begin with, but I don't want to co-host. So many times I get co-host invitations. Go away. I'm making art dolls. Okay. And I'll sort of leave these a bit longer. Get rid of that. So it's a bit better. It starts to take a bit more shape on the head. And then I'll have to clean up the eyes and stuff as well. So okay. What's the fabric the wings made of? So the wings have it's just cotton, in short. So the wings are just a cotton fabric, and it has a wire structure in it, obviously to create the bone structure. And I do have a tutorial if you want to know like a proper in-depth way of making them, but it just has basically like a fusible webbing in between it. But yeah, it works really well for wings, basically. Okay. So, I do all sorts of different types of wings with that method, including dragon wings. Not so much bird wings. Bird wings I've got to develop a different sort of technique for. So, yeah, I'm just going to give that a trim there, and just got to fill this gap a little bit here. Just missed a spot. It's always good to go back over your work because sometimes you miss spots. Okay. All right. All right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to clean up these eyes a tiny bit because, one, they have too much hair in them. So just get my tweezers. My tweezers to clean it up a little bit. We don't want hair in their eyes, right? Okay. I'm going to leave that long. Looking good. So yeah, this will be like the finishing touches for this one. And then they'll be ready to be sent out, basically. So this one's going to a flying fox rescue. And yeah, I think they do educational things. Yeah. If I could get in there. Get in there. Looks a bit morbid, I know. Sorry. For anybody that's new here. Oh, thank you so much for the roses. Oh, thanks. All right. Let's get a brush, if I could find one. Here we go. Did I finish the leopard gecko? I finished the I just finished the tail, so it's still wet. But tomorrow or the next day, sometimes in the next couple of days, I'll do the painting on it. So I'll whip out my airbrush and I'll paint all of that yellow with the airbrush, and then I'll go in hand paint the spots. I think hand painting it might be better than the airbrush, because airbrush has like a bit of a feathered edge, but I want them to be a bit more crisp. So I'm going to hand paint them. But yeah, the tail's drying, but it's looking good. So all the scales are done. So there you go. All right. Where's my black? Here it is. I'm just going to go in with my black paint and just fix up, all these areas, add some more details. I will go in and repaint. I'll just do the eyes and stuff first. I just got a little bit. That's okay. I only had like a small bit to do on that. All right, let's go around. Get this on there. Problem with working with fur is it just gets it everywhere. It's everywhere. And then everything is covered in fur. Yeah, so I'm not sure when I'm going to do the colour for the leopard gecko, but that's pretty much the last step that I need to do is the colour on that. And then hopefully maybe next week I'll have it up in my shop. So yeah, it seems to be really popular though, the leopard gecko. So it'd be cool to do like different morphs in the future. I'm not going to do it directly after. The next reptile I'm going to do a rattlesnake. So I want to get these some Halloween dolls done first. I didn't pick that off. Pick it off. Yeah, I want to get some Halloween dolls done first. I don't know how many I'm going to get. I'm even thinking about doing like a solid sculptural piece, just a small one. But yeah, I got this little wooden coffin that I wanted to sort of decorate, but I don't know what type of creature to put in it because it's quite small. I do have a bigger one as well. Extra the likes. Okay. So generally I use glass eyes, but these ones are hand painted, these ones, just onto the resin. This is a resin doll, which I don't normally do resin stuff much anymore. I usually just do like one-off pieces just because I like sculpting. I want to sculpt things, not cast things. Okay. Now, a little bit of feathering down here. Little bit of black. All right. So the eyes getting there. Just redo parts of the nose as well. If anyone has suggestions of animals, I'm trying to gauge what people's favorite animals are. I don't know. I don't know what people like. I know people like the shoebill. So, yeah, let me know what people's favourite animals are. Otherwise, I just make whatever. I just make whatever. I usually try to pick animals that are like a little bit less known as well. So, you know, people can... I just want to show everybody what type of animals are around and how cool they are. Okay. And I'm going to bring the black shading a little bit up here. Just with a dry brush. I'm not going to go in with the airbrush on this one. It's only a small amount of shading around here just to give it a bit of texture. Alright. And just a little bit up here. Too much. All right, and then the last little bit, so you can see his little face is starting to come to life a bit better. I'm just going to probably go over these again actually, but I'll just go over the ears, make sure there's no little bits and pieces missed. There's a proper coverage. Little Batman ears. I thought about doing like a smaller flying fox or bat, whatever, to put in a coffin. But I don't know. A cat bat. Cat bat. All right. Yeah. So yeah, working on a couple of things here. So this is finishing this doll off, which is obviously not far off. And then, okay, that's looking good. Might just put a little bit on here. I thought maybe I might try and do a little bit of work on if anybody knows the game Okami, the character Shiranui. So I've done a bit of sewing on that during the week just to get it out of the way. Get away, Jeff. So yeah, I need to do some styling on the tail for that one. But it is such a big doll. It's insane. I've got some pinning to do with my elephant commission that I'm working on. I might try and finish pinning that together, so that's ready for sewing. So there's not much work on that one left. Just need to get the sewing done on it. All right, so that's that bit. And then lastly, I'm going to go over these feet as well. Just to bring it up to speed, make it nice and clean. You had a heart attack? Oh no. To clean up these seams as well. Okay, and this one. Was this alive once? Nope. All fake. I don't use any animal products. Is trimming the fur around the face hard to go right? Yeah, it can be, definitely. Sometimes you cut it too short by accident. and then you're like, ah, crap, I have to start again. So pull it off and start again. But yeah, I mean, everything's a learning curve, right? So you get better with time and practice. But yeah, you find tools that work better for you as well. And yeah, I mean, you find a way that works. And, I still stuff things up 100%. But there's nothing you can't just redo. I have a shop, creaturesinnet.com. I have heaps of things on there. So if you want to look up close and personal at a doll, I can grab it as well. I have a few dolls looking for homes at the moment. And I also offer payment plans if needed. I'm pretty flexible with them too. So basically let you dictate how much and when. I'm not fussed if it's $15, So I try and be really flexible that way. Okay. All right, so this one I'm going to leave to dry. But here's our little flying fox so far. All right, maybe I'll get my elephant. I'll just screw the lid back on. So yeah, this is leave to dry. I might do a bit of touch up on the wings, just make sure they're nice and neat and secure. So sometimes I get like a little bit of fabric glue and go around the edges just so they don't fray, because it is cotton, and we all know cotton frays sometimes. So yeah, sometimes I get some glue and go around the edge, but I'll wait till it's dry, clean it up, get all the fluff off it, and then this one is ready to go home. So yes, I'll leave this to dry. Okay. Next we have our elephant. So I did a little bit of work on the body yesterday. So I pinned all the pieces together. So the fabric I'm using is it's like a cotton with, I think it must be latex or something over the top, but it looks like a skin, like elephant skin color, or texture. So I've pinned these sections on, and I have to do the other side, and obviously the trunk as well. I ended up taking the trunk off because I wasn't happy with the way it was looking, but yeah, looking a bit awful at the moment. But yeah, once we get everything sewn up, I can start sort of refining everything. But yeah, fascinating. So this is a commission for someone. When I finish sewing it, where's the trunk? Here's the trunk. So the trunk will be also posable as well. Move it, kitty cat. Get out the way. So the trunk will be posable as well. Probably side view's better. So I'll do the trunk. I'm trying to sew on the wrinkles on the trunk as well, and then it'll be nice and posable. So I've got like a little ridge here that I want the fabric to sit under. So it sort of makes a little bit of a seamless transition, if that makes sense. But yeah, I just need to do some sewing on the trunk to get those wrinkles, and then I think I'm going to sculpt the end, like the little grabby bits. So I think I'll sculpt a little piece and glue it. So I didn't do that before because I wasn't sure how I was going to do it. But anyway, so let's go this way, and I will pin this together, and then this should be good for sewing. So it all looks awful to begin with. It should be all right. But yeah, this one will be going to the States when we know what the tariff thing's going on about, how we're going to do that. It's a little bit frustrating because majority of my customers are from the States. And I'm from Australia. It's really annoying. But yeah, the ears are movable and the trunk is movable as well. But we are trying to refine this before sewing. Okay. Oops. So I'll add a little bit of polyfill here and there as well. So it's always really hard to work with these types of fabrics as well because they don't give much give and they wrinkle quite a lot. I don't know. You want it? You can pay for one if you like. It's you again. You're always coming in my life. You love it. You love it. I think you secretly actually like it. Secret fan. Hey, if you're paying for it, I'll make whatever you want. Okay, so I'm going to trim a little bit of that off. So scissors. So just trim this excess off. Dickhead. I'll charge you extra for that. I'll do a piece for you for 10 grand. I'll do it. You send me the money first, obviously. $10K, thanks. That's what it'll cost you. That'll cost you more. You need to pay for the flights. I don't know that a rhino and an elephant can understand English, though. So I reckon you're going to have a hard time with that one. I reckon the flights will cost you more than 10 grand. Exactly. You're up for 20 grand for getting that. Okay. Okay, so it looks awful at the moment. Just bear with me. Trust the process. Always looks awful at this point, even ones with fur. Okay. I'm trying to do like as little sewing on live as possible, so I kept all these to do on the live. Okay. Thank you for the follow. So I'm not like the most amazing seamstress either. It's not really my jam. Cotton cords. All right. Pin this bit together. Oh, it's a shit pin. All right. Now, what I did on this side was I wanted to create this little wrinkling pocket. This makes sense. So I folded it over like this, like that. Pin that. It's a bit fiddly, and then you have to, once you've done one side, you have to sort of get it even on the other side. So I think that's looking okay. It's pretty even because I want sort of this fold here. Elephants are definitely one of the trickier ones, 100%. And then we want to fill this with a little bit of polyfill that I've got floating around here. Break it apart or put it together. What you mean? What you mean? I'm putting it together. How far up does this go? About here. Whoop. About there. Okay. I really want to get the trunk done as well. Little trunky tree. But we're getting there. It's starting to take shape a little bit. What's the white moose lion thing in the back? Which one? I've got lots of them. Moose lion thing? You mean the elk? The crystal elk? Crystal stag? Is that the one you're talking about? I could show you that one. I haven't finished. I haven't done much work on that one, actually. I'm not sure with which lion you mean. This one here? This one's the medieval cat. This will be for sale. This is one of the medieval cats I'm currently working on. So I sewed one arm yesterday, and then I've got the other two, that to sew, neck to sew. But yeah, it's one of my medieval cats. Looks like Beerus from Dragon Ball. But yeah, I did like the tiniest bit of sewing on that yesterday. All right, so I'm just going to flatten that out. Trim this off a little bit. Okay. And then a little bit off here. A little bit here. I haven't worked with this type of fabric before, so this is throwing it out there in the deep end. But yeah, I'm hoping to just refine the butt end a little bit. So we've got the tail going on here, and then I'll add a little bit of fake fur to the bottom of it, and that will be the little tail. So I just position. It's got a little wire armature inside of it, so I can achieve that tail bit. And then after that, I may need to put a little bit more polyfill in here as I'm sewing it. And I'm just going to trim this excess off here. But yeah, I've sort of left this up to interpretation as I'm sewing, just so I can fill out some bits and pieces, some areas. But I think it's looking good. It's sort of starting to take shape. And then the elephant thing trunk. So it is a baby Asian elephant, so it's got a shorter trunk than normal. But I'm wondering if I should just like sew it up as it is. So I don't know, I haven't decided yet, because it sort of naturally has its own wrinkling once you sew it all up. I suppose I could sew it, and then if I need to put some more things in there, I will. Yeah, I don't know. It's all a bit difficult with the decision making. But I could just sew it up straight, like I sew. Like that. And then this bit sort of sits underneath here. That's where we want it. So I'm wondering if I should actually just glue that and let that dry, and then I could sew it up. I think that's a good idea. Might do that. So let's go add a little bit of glue to that part. And then hopefully that's adhered by the end of the day. So the glue that I'm going to use is, clean the top of it off, a tacky fabric glue. And I have sculpted a little ledge so it has something to sort of stick to. So I will just add a little bit in here, just to the top here. And then let's position that up. So hopefully if I get that to sit there, it will have some time to dry. And what I'm going to do is pin this down here as well. And that should, yeah, dry by tomorrow. So at least this bit here will be adhered, and then I'll sew up the trunk. So it sort of creates some kind of wrinkling. All right. Looking good. But yeah, obviously I've got to clean up the face a little bit. I am probably going to add a little bit of matte, because see how the painted bit's a little bit more shiny than the fabric bit. So I'll probably add a little bit of matte varnish over this one so it's not so shiny. I might even go over it again with another layer with a little bit more yellow in it. So, but yeah, it's looking pretty good so far. So I'll leave that to dry and then we can sew this up. All right, what's next? Next, I know I've got a lot of dolls going on at the moment. Next we have our stag that I need to pin. That's what I need to do. I needed to pin the front onto it. So I have pinned that together. Okay. Now we need to pin. So this doll is humongo as well, unintentionally big. I know I didn't mean it. All right, so I'm going to pin this bit together here. I've got a number of dolls on the go. I normally have about 6 or 7 on the go. Just for these reasons, you know, just waiting for things to dry, etc. Oh my God, I can't get this in there. All right. So we want these quite tight here. So yeah, I wanted to add a bit more white to this front. I will give these sides a trim, and then we want, whoops, sorry kitty, if I flip this upside down, mind the antlers. If I flip that upside down, I'm going to chop this little section off here. Yup. So this one is a crystal stag. So once I sew it all up, I'll add some like crystal resin crystals over the top of it. And then this bit, let's see where we're going. Let's pin this here around the legs. I'll give this a proper trim in a sec. But yeah, I've obviously done the antlers, are crystal looking, crystally, kind of crystally. Okay. Yeah. Let's give this a trim. It's kind of just turning out Rudolphy, isn't it? Looks like Rudolph. Just straighten that a little bit. Legs. Kitty cat's in the way. Poor kitty cat. All right. Now we want this to cover. Pull it up a little bit. All right. So let's trim this section off. So I wanted this to have kind of realistic coat color because it is like a fantasy stag. But yeah, I wanted the coat color to be kind of realistic anyway. So what I'm thinking is I want to put some like crystals coming out of the back of it, and probably like some kind of crystal crown on the top here. We'll just see how we go. But yeah, I'm thinking like a little crystal crown up here, maybe with some gems or something. I haven't done that in such a long time, so I'm just sort of going with the flow with this one. There's no set idea. There's no set idea for this one. Oops. What did we knock over? Some thread. Okay. Done. For this, I will cut that a little bit. All right. I need to add a lot more polyfill to the body. I did it really, I need to make it a bit thicker. So after I finish pinning this, I might stick some polyfill in it. All right. Now, I'm going to trim this again. Okay, I pin this together. Put it on the side. And give it a little bit of a give, like that. All right. And then I'll leave that. All right. Polyfill. Polyfill. Now I'm just going to stuff in here with my tool. The cat looked high. Cat's pooping. Pooping cat. Okay. Just wanted the body like a bit stockier because I don't think it's a bit too petite for an elk. So this is the stuffing that I use. It's what I use for needle felting as well. But yeah, it works really well for, needle felting. You don't need alpaca fiber, or for this particular method anyway. Put a little bit up here. Stags are quite boxy. Their bodies are quite boxy, so we want to add that. Okay. So I haven't quite finished doing the body because I wanted this to be boxy, a bit boxier. So yeah. Okay. I'll watch all the pins. Pin myself a million times. Oh. Right. That's a bit better. A bit boxier. So this hasn't been sewn, obviously, so it's not quite just finished yet. Okay, now that's ready for sewing. All right. Now, this was my shiranui from Okami. It's really, really, really big. It's really big. I have sewn most of the body. Obviously, it needs a trim. It's not finished just yet. I haven't glued anything together. But the tail piece, what I'm going to do is I need to style it. So I need to do, if anyone's familiar with the game, I need to sort of flatten everything and then style like the little curls. So this is what I'm thinking. It's a bit hard, right? So what I'm doing, what I sort of trialed was a little bit of Elmer's glue on it, just to sort of get it to behave. If that makes sense. All right. So I'm not going to go ham with the Elmer's glue in this, but I just want to really just let's put the kitty cat here so everyone can see. Yeah, we want to get this to behave a little bit. So I'm just sort of trying to flatten it a little bit with just the tiniest amount of glue. So I don't want to go overboard with the glue. It's just sort of going over the top because I don't want it to be crispy. But we want it to be flat. I did think about doing this with hairspray, but I don't know how long hairspray lasts, and it also discolors the fur, so I don't want that. So I'm trying to make this behave in a way that it doesn't want to. Thank you for the follow. So this is, I'm completely just making this up. I don't even know if it's going to work. If it doesn't and it ruins it, I'll just make another one. So it doesn't really matter. I can always sew another tail if I don't like it. So yeah, just trying to get this to behave into a point. It's kind of working. I thought about watering it down as well, but I don't know how effective that glue will be. So yeah, trying to make that point. Now I'm not too concerned about making this not soft. We need to get the textures right. So you can see I've sort of trained it a little bit towards the end. We're training it to be a bit more symmetrical. Flat, I should say, not symmetrical. A bit flatter. All right, and just not trying to overload it with the glue either. So once I've got it flat, I'm just going to do one full sweep down. Okay, again, you're just going to get glue all over the fur, so just pinch it off. Should probably use a bigger brush, but I don't actually have a bigger brush that I want to ruin, so I'm just going to do this. But yeah, so I thought about the watered down glue, but I don't even know if that's going to stick properly. So I think this way will be fine. It's not, the tail's not fluffy anyway. So if we flatten it, it should be okay. So yeah, when I do all of that, then I'll start, because it comes in strips, so we need to create a strip. Okay. So this is just a, I'm not going to be selling this piece. It's part of my personal collection, which I've been doing a bit more of these days. There's been dolls that I've been wanting to make for so long, and I just never got around to doing it. So this year I've been making my own set of dolls that I get to keep and probably hate in a few years. But yeah, I mean, that's the nature of it. You get sick of looking at your own work, I guess. Okay, flat, flat, flat. So the curves probably come about here, midway through. So almost done with that. And I thought the Elmer's glue would be best because it's quite thin and, it dries pretty quickly. I don't think it yellows a lot either. Just get this over here. I don't think it yellows at all, actually. And so I can just go over it, make it flat. Hopefully just that light bit of glue makes it behave. So it's already behaving much better than what it was. It was super fluffy before. So we just need to tame it. Just need to tame it. Any straggler bits that I find, put it back down. Do some more. This doll has been a long time coming as well. I've been wanting to make it for years and I just never did. So I don't even have anywhere to display this, I don't think. So yeah, once I've got all this sewn up and it's all put together, I can start working on the reflector mirror as well. So I have sculpted it. So this is part of the reflector mirror. I've got a mirror, it's still got the backing on it, but I've got a mirror on the back. Still, I need to peel it off, but I'm going to wait till it's finished. But yeah, it'd be like a functioning mirror. So I sculpted all that piece, so it'll sit, up here. And then what I'm going to do with the flames is I think I'm going to, I'm wanting to sculpt them in monster clay, mold them in silicone, and then cast it in a clear resin with some, obviously some resin pigment in it. But yeah, that's one of the reflectors for it. And yeah, all right. So let's do sections now, which I don't know how I'm going to do, but let's do it. So I'm wanting to, might just use my fingers, to be honest. I do my fingers, and what I'm going to do is just sort of pinch a bit out, maybe. I don't know if that's working. Who knows? Let's see. What I could also do is keep doing this like little pinching method. And get this. Clean it off first. And sort of run that up. Pinch it together. Just totally experimenting here. I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to do it, so it's just a total experiment here. But I think, yeah, my idea was to pinch it into creating little lines in there, which I think is working. We just have to keep going, I guess. That's my idea anyway. Got to experiment, So we're going to get about halfway, and then what I'm wanting to do is do one of the curls. Okay. Now, I think that's working. Okay. Sort of. Hopefully. Okay, I'm just going to take some time styling this. What am I working on? Doing the tail for Shiranui. So if you know the game Okami, one of the characters is Shiranui. And yeah, I'm just trying to do the little tail piece, I guess. All right. I'm just trying to separate out a like a little line where I want the fabric to go. So it's a little fiddly, but we'll get there. We'll move Okami down here. Okay. So, I mean, I've never actually styled fake fur like this before. Hopefully it's working okay. I mean, I've watched heaps of like cosplay tutorials, or not tutorials, but you know, people making stuff for cosplay with wigs and stuff. I'm not actually sure what they use to style the wig though. Guess you got to take note of things, right? So I think I'm just going to go back to this brush, and so I'm not too sure how to go about the shoulder ones. I think I'm just going to have to sew a piece and do the same deal. So I'm just going to sort of use my brush a little bit with the glue to like really separate these pieces. And then what we want to do when we get to, so the tail piece, I need a good view of the tail actually. Sorry. The tail piece. Oh, thanks. Thanks, mate. All right. So you want this piece here to sort of separate here and go around. That's what we want. It's about here. All right. Oops. Oh, I hope this works. Oh, all right. We going all right, Dave. Just trying to work on the tail piece. We're doing heaps of bits and pieces, actually. But doing the tail piece for, I don't know if you are a game. No, it's really quiet during the week, actually. I don't know what it is. I think people might have liked the leopard gecko, I guess, as well. Who knows what the hell goes on? Who knows? Okay. Yeah, look, I don't know what I'm doing here, so hopefully this works out. It's looking okay. Oh, come on. It's kind of work. This is work. Kind of, right? I want to keep this natural. It's looking good, I think. I'll just add a little bit more. Work for a second there. Come on. You should call me an educator. Oh, actually, no. No, don't call me that. Don't call me that. I'm trying to educate. Okay, I think that looks good there, right? I think so. And then, all right, that's one side. I think let's just add a bit more. So I'm trying to keep it looking fluffy. Hopefully this doesn't come undone. Don't think it will. Yes, Miss Hunt. Okay, the next bit, we're going to have a small section here. All right, small section. Small section passing through. All right. And that will be the next part. Okay. Imagine being a dog stylist and doing this to your dog. A doggy stylist. Just going to separate this bit here. I'm not like a fantastic hairstylist or anything either, so hooray. Giving it a fair go. All right. That seems to be sticking in place okay. All right. Now, I can add more as well, but it's not a very big space, so I know I thought the same thing as soon as I said it. What do I call pet groomer? I just chose to ignore it. Okay. Now this bit will go this way now. So separate it. Maybe I'll be like a world-class fake fur stylist now. You did not. It's not surprising. Okay, now going with this. Wow. You are a male. Want to take a swipe at that? Okay. Now let's swirl. Steady. Hey, Eliza. Elsa, how are you? Yeah, you know, true. You can't. There is no argument. Okay. Need a bit more. I'm like at that stage of making this batch of dolls, and I don't have like content to post because it's just a lot of time-consuming stuff at the moment. Yeah, I'm doing the tail, so I'm trying to get the I'm trying to make them look realistic. So I'm trying to get the swirls and the structure right. I haven't done this sort of technique before, so it's really, yeah, just trying. Let me get the swirl just right. Well, it's Shiranui, so it's not exactly Okami. But very similar. Believe it or not, Elmer's. No problem. Thanks for stopping. I don't know if I'll be on. I think I'll be on tomorrow. So yeah, I'm trying to. There's like a happy medium between making the fur like a bit crispy, but I mean, if you're gonna have to, you're just gonna have to, right? Elsa, I'm making. If you know the game Okami, I'm making Shiranui. So I'm just working on the tail piece. So trying to get all the curves and stuff right. So yeah, just wanting to get it right. But yeah, I thought about using hairspray, but I think hairspray sort of yellows and it doesn't last. Where I want this to last. So I thought just like a light coat of the glue would work really well. And it doesn't yellow that I've seen. So yeah, it's a total experiment. I don't know what I'm doing. Don't quote me on that. But it seems to be working. Thanks. Yeah. So once it's all dry, I'll add like the black lines in between all the creases. And yeah, and then I don't know if I'm going to airbrush it or not yet, but I'll do the red striping and stuff. So all right, now we will continue. What are we doing? Where's the other one? Okay, we'll continue with this piece down here. I think you were in here like a month or something ago. I kept calling you Eliza, I think. You get so many people that come in and say, do you remember me? I'm terrible with like names and faces. I'm so bad. I'm so bad. I'm terrible with birth dates. You were flying to Bali. I don't remember that. Birthdays are really bad for me. And half the time I don't even know what celebrities look like either. Sometimes I get mixed up with celebrities. All right. So bad. It's a very gloomy day outside, by the way. All right. So, how was your trip to Bali anyway? Seems to be a lot of people getting sick when they come back from Bali. My neighbor came back and they got the flu, influenza A or something, and I was like super sick. Like hospital, had to go to hospital sick. Try and keep that into a nice point, to a nice tip. Okay. It's a nice long line down there. Tail. And then, so we've got that piece that runs down the middle. I've got reference images up on my computer. Try and go by the reference. And then we have a larger piece, sort of here. That goes to the end as well. Yeah. This larger piece. All right, so I'm trying to keep this separated. Trying to keep it separated. Oh, what do you think? Okay. I don't know how much glue I need to put on for this to like stay. I don't want it to be like super crispy. I feel like there's a happy medium. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Freestyling. So basically I'll add the black in here once it's all dry. I think with an airbrush. I'm not sure. Airbrush just isn't like as crispy. Doesn't have a super sharp line, but we'll see. Anyway, I'm probably going to have to leave it there for today. I most likely will be back tomorrow. We'll do some more work on the tail, maybe even paint the gecko. I'm not sure. We'll see. If it's dry, maybe we'll paint it. Maybe we'll continue doing this. I don't know. Anyway, tune in tomorrow. We'll work something out. We'll do something fun. Yeah, shoot me a message if you wanted to contact me. I don't know how that thing works, so apologies if I don't get back to people. Anyway, yeah, I'll be on tomorrow probably about 12:30 till 2 again. And yeah, I'll catch YouTube later.